Good morning. Rise and shine, my friends. Today is Wednesday, July 3rd, and this is Wake Up with KERA News. I'm Katherine Hobbs. Thank you so much for starting your morning with me. We'll hit 101 degrees today with lots of sun and just a few clouds. Rain this weekend could give us a brief reprieve from triple-digit heat, but it'll only be knocking us back down to the low 90s. Well, here at KERA, we are right on the cusp of a 4-day weekend, and for me, that means lounging by the pool, eating tons of fresh fruit, and squeezing every cent possible out of my noise-canceling headphones come fireworks time. I've only celebrated a few 4th of Julys because immigrant family things, but noise aside, any holiday that centers around pretty lights and pools is A-okay with me. But first, let's get you the news you need to get into this long weekend. The family of Anthony Johnson Jr. wants the public to see the full video of what happened to him behind bars. 2 Tarrant County jailers have been indicted for murder following Johnson's death, where he died of asphyxiation after jailers pepper sprayed him and one kneeled on his back. The sheriff's office released about a 5-minute video from the incident, and in the clip, Johnson can be heard telling jailers he can't breathe. With this holiday weekend coming up, North Texas families are being urged to practice good water safety when they head to a pool or lake. Dan Guzman is a physician at Cook Children's, and he says one of the best ways to stay safe is to stay in shallow water. He also advises people to never swim alone and to always wear a life jacket, whether or not they're on a boat. Mountain lions are native to North America and roam large swaths of the southwestern United States. Until recently, though, Texas was the only state without regulations for hunting and trapping these big cats. Ranchers have long been some of the fiercest opponents of those restrictions. But as KTEP's Angela Kuchega reports, they're also the reason Texas finally adopted any rules at all.
At the largest international livestock crossing in the hemisphere, cowboys herd hundreds of head of beef cattle a day across the border from Mexico to the U.S. They run through a large gate under the watchful eye of a U.S. Customs officer. Daniel Manzares is director of the livestock facility.
We're looking at our secondary scale where they weigh. The buyer weighs the cattle that have been sorted.
Manzares encounters ranchers from both sides of the border and all across the U.S. He understands their concerns about predators, including mountain lions.
I'm sure there is an opportunistic element. If it sees a calf, it's going to take it down.
In Texas, ranchers have long balked at the idea of any regulations on hunting and trapping the big cats. A stakeholders group set up by the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department recommended 2 basic rules. A ban on canned hunting, that's when a mountain lion is caught and released to be killed, and a 36-hour requirement for checking traps. Ben Masters is a wildlife filmmaker and a member of Texans for Mountain Lions.
It's just not right to leave mountain lions sitting in a trap for days on end until they die of dehydration and exposure.
Much of the Texas land that is prime territory for mountain lions is privately owned. Creating even basic regulations required the support of people like Brant Buchanan. He manages a sprawling ranch in West Texas. Buchanan got involved after getting a question about a trapper in the area.
This guy says he's killing 70 lions a year in these traps. Is that a problem?
It was, and Buchanan says what he learned about inhumane trapping convinced him it was time to do something. He took the issue to the Lone Star chapter of the Sierra Club, where he serves on the executive committee. For decades, conservation groups had tried and failed to get Texas to establish mountain lion hunting and trapping regulations. Buchanan says a member told him they were reluctant to try again.
It was pretty discouraging because I'm trying to find a way to tell them, like, I'm a rancher and a hunter. I've spoken to my people. They're on the same page as us, and it's not a difficult thing.
But finding common ground was difficult. Powerful ranching associations fought against creating any rules. The president of the Texas Sheep and Goat Raisers Association, Rodney Cott, says they oppose regulations because predators are a serious issue for his industry.
It's kind of like shoplifting to a business. We have a certain amount of loss that's built into our program. Right now, with good management, we lose 7 to 12% of our lamb crop every year to predators, coyotes being the major one.
But with the support of other ranchers, hunters, landowners, and the public, Texas Parks and Wildlife Commissioners recently unanimously approved the first mountain lion regulations. Wildlife filmmaker Ben Masters says it's clear nobody in Texas wants to see the native big cats disappear.
That could be one of the few things that we agree on in the state. We love Texas. We love Texas wildlife. We love Texas wild places. And the mountain lion is the apex of that wildness.
The next step for the state is to create a mountain lion management plan, which exists for several other species. The plan would not only cover remote ranch land, but also areas where the population of Texas is booming and housing developments moving ever closer to where mountain lions make their home.
That was KTEP's Angela Kocherga. Well, last night the Rangers beat the Padres 7-0, and they'll play one more game against the Padres tomorrow on 4th of July before taking on the Tampa Bay Rays this weekend. And with July 4th kicking off tomorrow, for many people, that means fireworks. But this annual tradition can have some unintended impacts on air quality, as KUT's Mose Buchel reports.
Fireworks put smoke and fine particulate matter into the air. On holidays, when that's happening all over, it can add up and even be enough to push air quality to unsafe levels for vulnerable groups. Anton Cox is Air Quality Program Manager for the Capital Area Council of Governments. He says it last happened on New Year's Day 2023.
We actually saw that pollution just stay in our area, and then, that whole next day was pretty foggy, pretty hazy. And it wasn't actually fog, it was particulate matter from fireworks mainly.
Cox advises steering clear of the smoke produced by fireworks. It can be especially harmful to those with asthma or other respiratory conditions. I'm Mose Buchel in Austin.
And if you're still looking for some 4th of July plans, our fabulous Arts Access team has you covered. Over in McKinney, there'll be a 4th of July hometown parade at 10 a.m., followed by the Yankee Doodle Block Party at 11. For our full guide of dozens of Independence Day events across North Texas, check out dallasnews.com/guide. Thank you so much for starting your morning with me today. I am so glad you take a few minutes to listen. Be sure to subscribe to the Wake Up with KERA newsletter, also by yours truly, at KERAnews.org, and check us out on Instagram and Threads at KERATX. I'm Katherine Hobbs. And just a reminder that Wake Up with KERA News will be off the air as we celebrate Independence Day, but we'll be back on Monday with more.